Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and that has not worked. Why has it not worked? Hang on 1 second. Welcome to the Formula 3 Championship Season 2, hosted on the World Sim Series website. My name is Andi, and I will be your host for this evening's event. I hope we're all doing rather well. And we'll come into the studio. Welcome to round 2 here at what seems to be a very snowy Portimao. Now, I just did check with a couple of the drivers before jumping on, and the grip levels are absolutely fine. It just seems to be more of a skin type thing. So we'll go with it. So we're racing a snowy Portimao today in the Formula 3 Championship here on Pretty Ninja YouTube. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. It's the end of the week. Let's round it off with a good one, and let's round it off with some very good racing, hopefully. And hopefully this gentleman on screen right now, Jay Skyring, will get a bit more of a better race than what they've been able to get recently. Just trying to see what sort of TV cams we got. Sort out TV cam, and as you can see, yeah, there's a very snowy Portimao right now. It's not icy at all. It looks icy. It's definitely going to be one on the brain. But it's certainly interesting, to say the least. So we're just watching Jay Skyring go through, currently sitting, if I remember rightly, currently sitting P3 in the championship. In fact, let's have a little look at the championship standings whilst we are here. Let's just pop this in the way. So Ollie Smith is leading the way with McFly in second, Skyring in third, Pinderley in fourth, Raven in fifth, Sobek in sixth, Letterme in P7, Monadam P8, Mateus P9, and Coulson P10 running off the top 10. One driver to watch out for is Butler, who currently has no points to their name after getting a DNF in the first round. As you join me back in the studio whilst I bring this back. There it is. Nice professional. But yeah, hope you've been doing well. Only 1 minute left to go of practice, and Butler is currently leading the way. Sorry, let me just close that down and get the results page up. Ready? There we go. Lovely stuff. So Butler is currently leading the way in practice. One driver that is... Oh no, Ollie Smith is here. There they are. Current championship leader Ollie Smith, currently sitting P6 in practice session. Possibly not getting the most out of those medium tyres, so it's going to be a 5-minute qualifying session followed by a 30-minute race, and we'll see who gets the win at the end of the day. Spool is in this evening as well. Pardon me. Sorry, got a little... You know when something gets caught in your throat? Just seems to be just there in a minute. Sobek gets back. Currently disconnected by the looks of it. Well, apparently in the pits. What a weird angle for the pits. Let's have a little look. See, as we go trackside. And see who we have got in. Anthony Mayer is back in. No, that's Mayor. That's not Mayer. That's someone different. So we have a Mayor, sorry. That's in P3. Hoven, who is in P2. Sorry, I'm trying to mute the mic whenever I feel like I need to cough. I'm not quite sure where this tickle has come from. As Skyring just nips into the lead at the end of practice on the soft tyres. But again, this is practice. Don't really mean anything. Panardi, Koba, Marusu is back. See how they get on. Up to P7 they go just as they're finishing off final lap, and you'll see, maybe not this lap, but you will see in qualifying the track limits being pushed. Apparently they don't really exist on this circuit, which is news to me. Alves is currently in as well. David, Coulthard David, I don't know if they're Coulthard David, but David currently just making last lap around the circuit, and it's an awkward sort of race tonight, whether you go for a high downforce or a low downforce setup. It's a really, really tricky one. It seems to be that the low downforce seems to be a little bit slower. And Sawaka, who is currently quite a bit off the pace, needs to try and find a way to improve their lap times, not at the expense of anybody else. So we'll have to wait and see how they get on in qualifying. And Smith is also just coming around the final corner. And everyone is now in the pits. As we just listen to a bit of music whilst we're waiting for qualifying to start. There's all 17 drivers tonight, so a nice turnout. Sorry, I'm just going to have a quick drink. One thing I will make you aware of is that this weekend the PLR boys will be racing in the 24 hours of Daytona on the World Sim Series website, and Aneta Mateus has just hopped back in, so 19 drivers, full turnout, are back on the grid, or 18 drivers are now going to be fulfilling this grid. It's going to be a very, 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 very busy race. And tomorrow night we have round 2 of the Ultimate Sim Racer, and we're going to go on board with the current championship leader, or the championship leader, I should say, not current, just the championship leader after one round. There we go. See, cars are trying to get as much pace into the tyres, or heat into the tyres as possible. Smith and Butler are already battling for track position. I don't think Butler's going to mind if Smith gets in front of them. At the end of the day, Toe is rather aggressive here at Portimao, as you may have seen in the Formula 1 series, and that's going to be something that people are going to have to watch out for. It's going on to the sand. We'll just wait a bit more. Let's check out the other car cameras. Race Sim Studio. These are the RSS V6. If I remember rightly. Trying to get a nice gap to the car ahead, which is a bit silly. Well, it isn't silly really, but it's also silly because he's now lost all the toe possible. Butler in the car behind, you can see him just in that left wing mirror. He's getting all the toe, and I think Ollie Smith is actually going to back out of this lap time already. Well, no, maybe not. And that's what I mean, track limits don't really exist. But Ollie Smith is on the medium tyre, not on the softs. It's automatically going to make him lose a little bit of time, but a little bit of a lock up there on the front left. Oh, lost the rear end. Butler's actually going to be losing out on time here. He's a little bit too close to Ollie Smith. Front right lock up. Oh, just overrunning the curb a little bit. Dropping through. Good little group, but you can see that Smith has caught up on the Dazi. It's a very tight line, Smith, but you can see Butler in the rearview mirror just getting that toe. I think DRS is open now. Yeah, it looks like DRS is working today. There we go. So DRS is a thing. Butler locking up Like they're doing the right thing there and pulling out, but Jay Skyring comes over the line with clear track with 132.7. So Jay Skyring hoping to get a good race under their belt today. Good result. Currently leading the way in qualifying. Who could possibly upset the apple cart, for want of a better expression. And we can see that Fabrice Lettermy down in P10 is also on the medium tyre. So there's a few cars here that have not picked the faster tyre for the hot lapping. There's only 1 minute 40 left to go. So we'll get 2 more laps through the door. And it's going to be an extreme sprint to the finish. Mateus also disconnected from the server. And Hoven has popped into the lead. I'm not sure who they are. First time P&R racer. A nice bright orange Formula 3 car right there. He is leading the way by quite some considerable gap as well. Half a second. Who even? And you can just see, you'll soon see, hopefully, the split in the different kind of tyre choices. There's Sport coming down the line. DRS open. Then he moves up into P6. Sport has just started a flying lap. And Jay Skyring spun it. So Jay Skyring, that's the end of qualifying for Jay. With only 23 seconds left to go. Can Butler get any improvements down? And can they get one more lap in? One more lap is for sure. No improvements this lap, so Butler will be pushing. We'll keep an eye on Butler as we go round. And you can see T1, the track limits don't really exist, so I think we're going to see a lot of people taking advantage of that on lap 1. And Hoeven has finished. Skyring has also finished. Butler and Smith are still running. But Smith right now is doing 133.1 as Koba moves into P3 of a 132.5. Good lap there for someone I don't believe was racing the P&R series before. So welcome. Bernardi, you saw him move up into P7. Smith moves up into P4 ahead of Butler currently. But it's whether this uninterrupted lap for Butler will bring the goods. Started on the front row of the grid in round 1. Can they do it again here in round 2 at Snowy Portimao? And there is a car spun out. And that's Mayor into the pits. As around the last corner, Butler comes. And let's see what sort of lap time Butler has managed to achieve. Is there any progression? Overtime line he goes and moves into P2, just not quite fast enough to take P1, only 1/10 behind. Maruso moves into P7 with a flying 134.1 at the end of the qualifying. Now we've got Sobek, who also goes in, and that's it. That's everyone. Okay, interesting. Right, let's click on Hoeven. Press F5. So here is your qualifying. P1 for the race is Hoeven. P2 is Butler. Jay Skyring rounds us off in the top 3. Sorry. Koba is in P4 if this thing will start working. Ollie Smith, our current championship leader, starts P5, but at the end of the day, qualifying only does so much. Matteo is in P6. Maruso in P7. Bernardi in P8. Letimi is in P9. Kamadesi is in P10. Spool P11. Darabos in P12. Sobek in P13. Swirtwatka in P14. David, Coulthard David, is in P15. Alves in P16. And Mayer starts us off at the back of the grid with, well, it looks like a couple of cars behind. So That's not right. Yeah, Mateus is running us off at the back. So we will go and keep an eye on Koba in P3. There are a lot of TV cameras. So we're going to keep an eye on Koba in P3 because it will give us the best angle, hopefully, for all of the cars going through. In fact, no, let's watch Ollie Smith down in P4 as we wait 22 seconds until lights out. Remember, tomorrow night we have the Ultimate Sim Racer Round 2 in the Fun Cups around Croft, and here are 6 lights starting up anytime now. So here we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 lights. And off we pop for round 2 in the Formula 3 Championship. You can see at the back there's a bit of a squabble as a car doesn't quite go off the line, and you can see Butler gets a great drive against Hoeven. How many cars are going to run nice and wide? Oh, and there's a car that's been turned at the background there. And that's Spool. Spool has gone round, and so has Mayer. Oh, and there's another car that spun it. It's currently off the track. I'm not quite sure who that is either. We'll have to wait for the leaderboard to calm down. I think that might well be Jay Skyring. Yeah, Jay Skyring's down to P16. And DeBarros has got a drive-through for DRS. And I think that's going to happen quite a lot. And who is that? That's dive bombing down there. Oh my lord. We have got quite a few cars who have just completely dive bombed everyone. Butler leads the way. Hoeven in P2. Mateus in P3. Sobek in P4, Maruso P5, Koba P6, Kamikaze P7. There is a huge incident which we're going to have a look at. And quite frankly, someone's going to be getting a very hefty penalty at the end of the race after taking out quite a few cars. Bernardi in P10. Jay Skyring has fallen all the way back to P14. He's really not having the best of luck right now and is making his way back through the field. He did an epic drive back to success last week. Can he do it again? He'll certainly be a hero if he does. As Jay Skyring is looking to attack David, and DRS is now enabled. We will get a few cars that will be DQ'd if they don't take their drive-through penalties, and you can see a fair few are now. So Spool has got a drive-through for DRS, just releasing it too early. You've got to wait till you hear that beep. And sometimes it can be more of a problem. So Watka has got another drive-through for speeding. So I believe that's one of the cars that completely screwed up earlier. And that's another car that's kind of lost his way. Come on, Daisy. It's been spun out maybe. There is a lot going on here. Butler is leading the way. Hoeven in P2. Matteo P3. Koba P4. Maruso P5. DeBarros in P6. Where is our current championship leader? Smith is in P13. With a lot of work to do. Sorry, I seem to be getting quite the tickly throat talking tonight. Not quite sure why. It's been fine all day. As Maruso looks to go down the inside, almost collecting Koba. And Maruso needs to be careful. But clearly we'll be able to see actually from the results page who has got the most incident points. Jay Skyring's got 4, but that'll be a collision. Spool's got 4, that'll be a collision. Sobek has currently got 4, that'll be another collision. But yeah, there are a few with more and more incident points coming their way. But there are still a few drive-throughs that need to be taken. The Barros being one of them. And Spool being another for DRS deployment. Spool's got a 10-second stop and go for speeding. There is not a lot I can do about that, sadly. It's part of the reason why I didn't want to use cars that DeBarros has got their drive-through done. But it was part of the reason why I didn't want to pick a car that had DRS functionality. It just doesn't seem to work very well on AC. If it was AMS2, I wouldn't be too worried, but AC just doesn't seem to work very well. Jay Skyring's moved all the way up to P7 already. Bonardi, sorry, is in P8. Smith moves to P9. Sobek, Kamadesi are in P10, 11. Spool is not having a good race today. Smith is moved down to P11. What's happening with Smith? Smith is off the track. In a bit of an awkward area. So may well have got turned. So this is lap 2. Smith getting turned possibly as Mateus has lost control there as well. And Smith gets the drive around Mateus. So Smith has got a lot of work to do. Butler is currently leading the way, avoiding all of the carnage that is behind them, and it is carnage. Jay Skyring is making their way through. The DRS helping out quite a bit by the looks of things. And Maruso is trying to take as wide a line as possible, but I think Skyring will get by Letamy relatively quickly here as well. The DRS is open. Letamy will probably make it relatively easy for him. And Spool stop and go second penalty for speeding again. So I just don't think he's slowing down quick enough. So I think the line is not where it shows in the pit lane. What a weird track situation we got here, because the DRS zones are working fine, but the drive pit lane is not quite set up properly by the looks of things, and there seems to be no track limits. Weird. Very weird. As Letamy goes down and Spool has got taken a stop and go penalty. Has he got another one? I think he might well do. Yeah, he does. So 10-second stop and go penalty cleared. I can actually clear those. That's good. He's just done one. He's not having another one. Simple as that. Simple as that. As Jay Skyring is in P5, moving up the order. Great recovery again from Jay Skyring after not having the best of lap 1s. And we'll see whether it was just a bit of a spin or whether there was more to it. Letamy is within the RS range of the car ahead, Maruso. But I'm not sure it's going to help them that much. And Smith is currently... Oh, Smith is in the wall. What's happened to Smith? Oh, no. So our championship leader is in the pits. Probably going to be coming back out, but not sure what's happened there. But our championship leader is in the pits and will be a lap down relatively soon, because here is Butler. And they're about to drive by. Well, here's the last corner, and about to drive by the pits. And Smith won't be able to come out for another 20 or so seconds. So something has happened to Smith, who is now out of the pits. Something's happened. Can't really see. There's some tyre marks there. It looks like there's been a collection. And one there as well. So something clearly has happened. So we'll just keep an eye and see if we can spot any silly driving styles, really. Things that aren't really warranted or anything like that. Maybe it's my little heater that's causing me an issue. And so what occurs? Oh, that's going to be basically not good damage. That'll definitely be front end damage, but Swatka gets up and gets going again. As it looks like Koba in P4 is slowly getting back onto the rear end of Matteo, who I think was possibly the massive lunger down into the hairpin, causing a massive collision. Which, if that's the case, it will just be a disqualification after the race, really. And everyone else will just go up his position. It's not the driving standards that we're after here at Pretty Ninja Racing. And we have pretty much zero tolerance for it, even if it's our own members. We don't really have any tolerance for that sort of stuff. But we shall see, as Koba is definitely going to be in DRS zone, well within firing range. And we'll get the move done nice and early, well before T1. And there, that's what I mean. There's track limits for you. Don't exist. And that sounds like another car's gone off. That's Swawatka, I think. And Darabos is retired. Spool moves up into P14. Now Matteo. They're coming just towards the end of the infield section. In Sector 2. Jay Skyring is slowly catching up, but because these two have got DRS, it's going to be tricky. Oh, and there goes a car off the grid, off the track again. And that's probably Sawatka. And Maruso in P6 is off the track. May have lit up the back tyres a little bit too much. And Matteo, although was that Jay Skyring trying to get by someone? Got DRS, and I think that's going to be the back marker of Sawatka. And whoa, what on earth is going on there? Let's keep an eye out here. That was really unnecessary action taken by the car behind. Was that Sawatka? Yeah, really unnecessary driving style there. Let me in P6. Currently 1.5 seconds ahead of Bernardi, but quite frankly, Bernardi is catching up pretty quickly. That's whether Matteo can do anything here. Mateus is currently off the circuit as well in P13. Be good news for Spool, who is on the soft tyres. And Spool goes up into P13 as Mateus seems to go off the circuit yet again. And Smith goes ahead into P14. So Mateus is clearly not having the best of luck this race compared to race 1. Not having a good time. Apologies for the weird purple gargle thing that happened there. As Butler comes down to start lap 8. Or start lap 9, sorry. Really. 8 laps have been completed. And it's got a 3-second lead ahead of Ho even. This could be really good for Butler's championship points, as he's currently on net 0 after the DNF in race 1. Smith moves into P13. And there's damage limitation here for Smith. Jay Skyring also getting a good amount of points here, and McFly is not in, so as long as Skyring can keep this up, he will be able to get in a good haul of points and may even take the championship lead for the time being. As Ho even powers on through in the orange and black RSS Formula 3. It's a nice looking skin. With the... Is that an upside down Red Bull? Yeah, it is. It's quite humorous, to be fair. Sobek currently also not having a good time in P11. I reckon it is, you know. This heat is making my throat feel flipping weird. Oh, very odd. Very odd. It's Mateus again, it's off the circuit. So whenever you see the red light turn on next to the driver's name, that's where they've gone off the circuit to an almost standstill. As Smith moves into P12. And Jay Skyring isn't really closing the gap down to P4 of Matteo. And the rest of the field are fairly well spread. Where's Mayor? Mayor is just ahead of Sobek here. And Mayor under DRS. Mayor, sorry, under DRS. Sets his personal best of the race so far. And is catching up P9 of Kamadalzi, who goes around the outside off circuit to take the track. But there's, sadly, track limits don't seem to really exist here. But Kamalzi will have DRS and gets the car nicely stopped there from Kamadalzi. That was a really nice bit of stopping power they used to get P9 back. It was just whether Kamadalzi's now realised, hang on a minute, I didn't tell him to get the position back. Maybe that's the line I should take, and then makes it quite even kill between the two of them for the battle for P9. 14 minutes left of the race to go. And these cars are only 3 tenths difference as Hoven has set the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:33.3. Slowly catching up to Butler, who is 2.3 seconds ahead. So Butler has broken the DRS zone for now. And Mayor, again, is only half a second behind. And what an absolute overloop there. Oh, and Daisies had to come into the pits, so I'm not quite sure why that is. Yeah, I'm not sure why that is at all. Interesting. Okay, maybe it's tyres or something like that. They were in points position, so not really sure what's gone on there. So our closest battle of the race so far is now ended. Next closest is probably Maruso here against Fabrice Lermy, who is the grey and black car just ahead of them. And Lermy is also a little bit closer to Bernardi. Jay Skyring has got the gap down to 3.9 seconds, so P4 could be on the cards for Skyring, but he's on the soft tyre. So it's whether it will last neatly till the end of the race. And we'll keep an eye on here because there will be a DRS train basically in effect. So Fabrice Lermy is within 7 tenths. Maruso is within 9 tenths. Let's see what the gap closes to. We can see Lermy slowly closing down the yellow car of Bernardi. Oh. Don't know what's happened there. Sorry if your sound cut out then as well. And oh, Maruso is very close to Fabrice Lermy under braking there. Not quite getting the car stopped. But that's a really nice run on Fabrice Lermy there. Goes off the circuit, almost pushes Fabrice Lermy onto the inside. They both got DRS, and Lermy will have the inside into that corner. It's the switch back on. Not quite. Fabrice just about parks it on the apex and gets it done. Allard again, very fast in everything he drives. Allard. Who's Allard? Oh, and Maruso has spun it round. Who is Allard? Yeah. P2. Ah, okay. even. Currently P2 just behind, well, I say just behind, he's 2.2 seconds behind Butler. And Maruso has lost out quite a bit of time now as Mayor goes through into P8. And Fabrice Letamy is now 3 seconds behind Bernardi after that little tussle with Maruso. And Jay Skyring, that's the car that they're chasing ahead, only 1.8 seconds behind. It's whether Jay can just find where Matteo is a little bit weaker than most, as Mateus down in P15 is not having the best of days around Portimao here. Maybe the snowy offset is confusing him a little bit. Well, Fabrice, I assume he has -1 wing at least. No. Actually, I don't know. It's one of those weird tracks, Portimao, where you want to be fast down the straight, but then you've got the infill corners, and if you don't have the right amount of downforce, you're very slow. As Jay Skyring has now broken the gap to less than a second, so we'll be in the DRS zone as we go over the line and over the hill down towards the start-finish straight. There it is. DRS will be open. We'll be getting a fair bit closer. You can get the normal out when deactivation seasonal things. It's called. Yeah, it's something to do with the custom shaders pack, I think, isn't it? Skyring again with DRS. If he's patient enough, he should wait until they go back down the start-finish straight. Oh, he's looking to dive down the inside. And somehow gets the job done. If it was me, I would have probably been a little bit more patient and got it done around T1, but the gap is already 1.5 seconds to Matteo, and somehow gets it done. You can find it, yeah. It looks interesting though, driving in the snow in an F3. And it's already kind of got the gap to 2 seconds, so Jay Skyring is not hanging about. P4, currently P4 in the championship, P4 on track. Most likely, depending on where Smith finishes, who's currently in P12, who is our championship leader right now. Depending on where they finish, Jay Skyring will most likely take the lead of the championship going into round 3, but there is all to play for with another 5 more rounds to go, 6 more rounds rather to go after this one. And the gap is 1.6 seconds. We sometimes get snow, but it's really rubbish stuff. Like, it's not proper. It's not proper snow, like you probably do get in Germany and stuff like that. Scotland gets proper snow if you're in the right spot. Wales gets the right snow if you're in the right spot, but majority of England, no. It's because, you know, we're quite a coastal country, aren't we? So we don't get a lot of snow. When we do, it's quite pathetic stuff as well, to be honest. Maruso down in P9, going back to the racing quickly, is within a second to Mayor. DRS open. I doubt any move's going to be done going into the braking zone here. There we go. But the gap is massively closed. Ready for the straight. And Maruso making life a little bit more difficult for themselves, I think. But half a second is the gap. Skyring's now 7 seconds behind Koba. But I will be doing a little bit of stewarding after this race. Having a look. Oh, Maruso lighting up the rear end. not what you want to be doing. But he is well within DRS range. So we'll see how this goes into T1. Oh, and into the pits they go. They haven't got a penalty, have they? That's twice now that. Yeah, they don't have a penalty, so what are they going in the pits for? Have they, like, ruined their tyres or something, or got the fuel amounts wrong? Not quite sure what's going on there. Oh, every time there's a bit of a battle about to develop, the car behind has gone into the pits. Now, Hoeven is slowly closing the gap up to Butler with 5 minutes remaining. 1.4 is the gap. It only needs to be less than a second for Hoeven to get into the DRS zone, and there is Butler up ahead, and Lettermy has gone off the circuit and drops down to P8. You can see Butler taking as much track limits as possible. A little bit of a lock up on the brakes there going into T2. T3 technically. And it's only 1.5 seconds ahead. Right, I tell you what. With 4 minutes left to go, we might have a race on our hands. Koba is 12 seconds behind. Skyring is 7 seconds behind P3. So I think that's not really going to be anything going on there. The gap almost down to a second. Smith is catching up to Sobek. Slowly, it's 1.2 is the gap. And it's damage limitation here for Smith after lap 1. So we head back towards the front runners. So we go on board with Hoeven, who looks to be very quick at the end of sector 2, beginning of sector 3. Just whether they can get that gap down to under a second to get a DRS zone open. And in all fairness to Hoeven, they're using the track limits. So, fair play. Fair play. It's very honourable. 1.6 is the gap as we head down the hill into the very aggressive 180 hairpin. Oh, a little bit of a lock up on the front left. Very easy to do. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. Oh, and messes up there. That's going to give Butler quite the break. Probably be kicking himself a little bit there. Mayor getting their personal best. Getting their personal best of the session so far. Back down to 1.5, so clearly Hoeven is faster than Butler at the tail end of sector 2 and beginning of sector 3. Oh no, no. Oh, Hoeven has binned it. It's Butler's to lose, but he's got to be quick about this because Koba is going to be coming round T1 anytime now. And Koba will be using all of the track limits available. And Koba's going to be licking her lips. And oh no, Hoeven's gone again! What's gone on there? The tyre's dead? Oh my word. Now Jay Skyring's going to be the next one to try and pounce on Hoeven, who is right there. And Jay Skyring's going to have DRS. No, he isn't. But the run is on. And Jay Skyring might be thinking, you know what? The podium's on the cards here. However's looking very tentative. That F3 car is not looking happy. And Jay Skyring will, well, be doing everything that they can to force a mistake. And they will, if they keep the gap, they will have the DRS going down the main straight, which is going to be quite crucial with 30 seconds to go. So there's going to be one more lap after this. And it's who can get in front for the final lap. So Jay Skyring's race is far from over now. And it's right on the rear end of Hoeven there. Hoeven's still looking quite tentative. I'm not quite sure why Jay's trying to get ahead there. Got to think of the DRS game here. And that's a bit more like it. 0.7 is the gap. I think he's a bit too far back after getting a little bit too aggressive. And I'm not quite sure Jay is going to get the job done here into T1. But can he get it on the shorter straight into the hairpin? That's where he needs to be thinking. He needs the DRS. And so whether he can get a much better run over the crest. They both get a very good run, but Jay has got the DRS. We're going to be going down the hill. Is he going to try it? Oh, he's just not quite close enough. And Jay Skyring and Hoeven are going to be battling it all the way to the line. Hoeven's going to be doing whatever they can to defend hard, I think. This is the final lap of the race. Butler will be crossing over the line relatively soon. Just Skyring needs to keep it up with Hoeven. I think Hoeven's just found a little bit of composure as Butler come round the final corner to get the race victory here in round 2 after DNF in round 1 at the Aradara circuit. So Butler crosses over the line to take P1. Koba will be taking P2. P3. Jay Skyring's trying a massive line. It's not going to work. It's a lot slower. Hoeven will take P3 after a fatal error on the second to last lap to lose out on P2. Skyring will take P4 after a horror lap 1. Where is our current championship leader, Smith? They've crossed the line and finished P10. So Matteo will take P5. Bernardi will take P6. Mayor will take P7. Fabrice Lettermy will take P8. Smith takes P10. Kamadaisy takes P11. Sobek P12. Spool P13. David P14. Mateus P15. Sawatka P16. Darabos P17. And Alves P18. Crikey, as Fabrice Lettermy comes over the line. The reason why is because I got a little bit of work to do in regards to the stewards. Now there is a new rule for all these new sessions. Chat can moan as much as they like, but ultimately the final decision is mine. Apologies. Something's really going on in my throat here. Let's pause it. So Jay Skyring suddenly went massively backwards, and we'll find out why in just a second. We're going to chase 2. So here we are. Oh, he got swiped out really from the car in front and the car behind. So who is the car behind Jay Skyring? I need to remember what the... There we go. So Koba is... Where's Koba? Let's see. Koba really could have just not... Where is Koba? Where's Koba? Koba. So let's take a look at how that all went. So it looks like Yeah, a little bit of contact there, but a bit of clipping. Yeah, and Cobra just turns Jay Skyring around. And we'll just see into the hairpin what else happens. There is another incident that I want to look at as well, but there is going to be a car. There they are. So what's car? Just completely taking people out, which then Bernardi takes out Cobra. So Watka will be getting a DNF straight off the bat, because that sort of lunges, ladies and gentlemen, in PNR is not appreciated at all. So there you go. Causing a massive pileup. Done. So even though SWAT cut penalty results are approved, please okay. I need to go to the results page and is it actually done? Is it finished? It is done and finished. I want to give a penalty. There we go. Now I just need to find Swatka again. Swatka. So we will do. Hang on. What did I put? Causing a massive crash into the hairpin on lap 1, taking out most of the field. So they are disqualified from the races. So Watka, even though they finished dead last anyway. Cobra, right, we need to go back to the incident with Jay Skyring. So there are a few questions we need to ask ourselves. 1, is this avoidable? That is question number 1. Is this contact avoidable? The answer to that is quite easy. Yes. Oh, wrong one. So yes, the contact is avoidable. He hits the car behind. Could have easily left it. Now, it doesn't help that Jay was turned into by Ho-Even there. So we can see that Ho-Even was turning into a space that didn't really exist. Skyring didn't really have anywhere to go. But Cobra will be receiving a 5-second penalty for that one. No, 10-second penalty. 10-second penalty, sorry, for that one. Need to remember my own rules now. Race time, time in seconds, 10, reason type, avoidable contact, turned a car around at T3, lap 1, didn't wait for them, as is PNR racing standards, which can be found on Discord. So a 10-second penalty for Cobra for that incident. Let's just head through now. First, another one that I want to look at is what happened at the back. Now, the fact that Mole has come in saying what on earth happened to me tells me that it was Spool that got the contact. Oh, it's just silly stuff again. So it's Alves trying to go down the inside. Alves? Alves is here. There's not really anywhere for Alves to go, but again, you're the car behind. And again, a car was turned and ignored. So where did Alves? Alves didn't even finish, did he? DNF'd, if I remember rightly. Alves didn't even finish a lap. Didn't even finish a lap. So Alves DNF, so I can't give them a penalty. So, which is a shame. But that's what happened there. Let's see if there was any more carnage. We could see the carnage again going into the hairpin here from Swatka. We could see the carnage that unfolded. Oh, and Alves almost takes out a load of drivers as well. Let's go on board with Fabrice Lettermy, because I think Fabrice had a much nicer view of the carnage that happened. You could just see it just all just went into... I'm not sure if I can give it though, Mole, because they DNF'd. Yeah, I can't. I don't think I can give it, or can I? Oh, I can give it. I didn't think you could give race time, so 10 seconds. Unavoidable contact, turning a car around. Running on lap 1, 2, 1. Done. Yeah, I didn't think you could, but you actually can, so it's done. But it's not going to do anything because I DNF'd. Right. Now, was there anything more that I can remember seeing? I can remember seeing Smith, I think it was. Smith. So Smith gets caught up in all of this. Smith gets absolutely destroyed here by Swatka. And then, yeah, there's nothing that really Daisy could do about that, really. Oh. And I think that might have been Spool that ended up hitting Smith. Not a lot that can be done there. I'm trying to remember, there was something in lap 2 and I can't remember who it was. Can't quite remember anymore, to be honest. It was mainly lap 1. There's Mayor. Let's see what. Oh, this was going into lap 1. Yeah, Mayor, and they just didn't really saw anything. You saw the hesitation in my driving. Bitcoin was fun, to be fair. In the end, it was quite good. So that's the results, all tied up. So let me just finalise the penalties. And that was that. So it's only Koba that's getting a penalty. 10 seconds stop and go. I know you got another one, which I kindly got rid of. Alright. I very kindly got rid of that second one for speeding into the pit lane. So, let's have a look at the overall standing, shall we? Ooh, okay, my screen's just going all sorts of funny. Oh, it's because I've still got the. This is why. There we go. Standings. There we go. So, as I mentioned, I will go to full screen standings. Here we go. So, Jay Skyring is leading the way after 2 rounds of the Formula 3 Championship with 44 points. Ollie Smith with a great recovery drive, managing to do damage limitation to take P2. Butler with their first victory of the season puts them straight to P3 on 30 points. Fabrice Lettermy currently holds off in P4. Who Even in P5 with 26. Joint with Who Even is McFly with 26. Sobek is P7 with 25, with Pindalia in P8 with 20. Cobra also has 20. Mateus is in P10 with 18, which rounds off our P10. But joint P10 is Spool, Raven, and Mateo, all battling for P10, all on 18 points. So, quite frankly, the battle for the top 10 is more than on right now. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Remember that tomorrow is the Ultimate Sim Racer, which quite frankly is going to be amazing as we're in the Fun Cup around Cross Circuit. Now, if you've ever watched Cross Circuit with the PNR lot before, you know you're in for a good time. If you want to get involved, you need to be a part of our Discord. The password is on there. If you leave the Discord to join this event, you will be DQ'd. The whole reason that we ask you to join our Discord is so you can be held accountable for actions taken during said race. If you wish to no longer participate in future after that, you want to leave our Discord, that's fine. But just for the race at least, stay within our Discord. Because you never know, you might find out we do more fun and interesting things. So at the moment we have only got 4 sign-ups. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, get signed up for tomorrow night's Ultimate Sim Racer. Again, you need to be part of our Discord. You can find it in the Ultimate Sim Racing channel in our Discord underneath the events and leagues. And I think that's just going to be a sick one. The more people that we have, the better the race is going to be. It really will be. And the Fun Cup is genuinely quite good. Quite fun. Rear-wheel drive, lightweight. It's going to be a good bash of a battle. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. And I will catch you next Sunday in the F3. Where we will be racing at Thruxton, which is going to be amazing. Made that 5, says Letterme. Woohoo! So, yep, next race at Thruxton. That's always a good race, especially in these Formula races. So, until next time, ladies and gents, look after yourselves, and I'll catch you on the next one. And keep an eye out for our random streams, so make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Because, for example, Letterme and I did a 3-hour endurance at Bathurst on AMS2 last night. It was okay. We didn't win, but it was rather successful. It was rather fun. But if you want to get involved in events like that, you can only do that by being part of our Discord and our community. See you later, everyone. Good race.